We're joined by Nerosha Maseti, who is Lead Ombud for Banking and Credit at the NFO. That's the National Financial Ombud Scheme. Nerosha, thank you for joining us. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you, Asanda, and good morning to you and to your listeners.
Well, virtual cards are meant to be safer than physical ones. So, how are fraudsters managing to exploit them?
So fraudsters are still managing to exploit them by typically presenting themselves to be an employee of the bank, contacting these customers, and through the usual means of vishing, smishing, and phishing, they pretend to be a legitimate bank customer, earning the trust of banking. They pretend to be a bank employee, earning the trust of customers, and then they get the customer to unintentionally compromise their confidential banking information, thereby getting access to that app. And that's when they create these virtual cards, which allows them then to transact.
What are the common tricks that criminals are using right now that, as consumers, we need to be aware of? You mentioned that one of them is posing as a bank employee.
I think the main space they're playing in Asanda is posing as a bank employee. They phone you, they pretend to create some panic. Your account has been hacked, you have been victim of a fraud. I'm going to send you an OTP, please confirm it, or we're going to move funds to a beneficiary account. And around this panic that they tend to create, they earn the customer's trust. And the customer, without applying their mind or thinking, then divulges this confidential information, the PIN, the password, the OTP, or the in-app authentication, and thereby allowing this fraudster to gain access to that platform. So the modus operandi in terms of the smishing, which is the SMS, the vishing, where you're pretending to call, or the phishing, which is the email that you receive and people click on the link, is the same modus operandi that's being used here to gain access to that app and then create these virtual cards.
We read recently about a case in the country where a victim lost 500,000 Rand, but the bank wasn't held responsible. So, how should consumers balance convenience with personal responsibility?
I think we definitely, as consumers, have a responsibility to ensure that we are doing everything necessary to protect ourselves. And when I say that, I think when you want to have access to these convenient platforms, you as a consumer also need to understand that your bank will never send you an email asking you to click on a link. That you as a customer should never share your confidential banking information, be it your OTP, be it your PIN, be it your account number, your ID number, with a third party. Also, Sanda, we have, you can contact your bank and make sure that you add extra layers of security in addition to a one-time PIN biometric authentication. So that also helps. And I think, we need to be very, very particular about the type of passwords we choose. We need to choose strong passwords and change them often to protect ourselves. Specifically, when it comes to the virtual cards, some banks allow you to contact them and arrange card limits on them. Just like the physical card, you can arrange card limits on them to obviously mitigate, if you are compromised for whatever reason, that your losses are limited and your exposure is not that much. And I think the main thing for me, I think if you look at the modus operandi of these fraudsters, the main thing I would like to tell your listeners is not to panic.
Yeah.
I think when you receive this call, when you receive this email or this SMS, first contact your bank. Do not respond to that communication. Also, when you're receiving an OTP and they're saying to you, please approve that OTP, I'm going to move your funds, or you make sure that you read the content of that OTP and because the OTP is telling you exactly what you're approving. And sometimes banking customers are not reading it. They're just clicking because the person on the other side of the line says, please click, I'm going to help you. And when you read it, you'll see they're actually telling you, you authorize transfer of these funds to a third party account. So I think those things are important. And another thing, Asanda, when they're calling you, they say, listen, we're going to authorize this transaction. We're transferring it to an account to secure your money. A bank is never going to ask you to transfer your money to a beneficiary account. When you contact them and say, listen, I've been compromised, they on their side have the means to stop your account and the beneficiary account immediately.
Nerosha, thank you so much for educating us. Of course, we need to continue to educate ourselves as consumers because the criminals get cleverer and cleverer. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too. Nerosha Maseti is Lead Ombud for Bank.